So, hi, Ariel. I hope you had an uneventful trip and you arrived safe and sound at home. I wanted to share with you an interesting stream of consciousness I had this morning. It was triggered by something that happened last night. I was talking to my old boss, and I mentioned to you that he had a very troubled relationship with his mother. His mother was actually, as a kid, a courier between some Jews on the outside of the Warsaw Ghetto who were trying to get explosives into the ghetto to help with the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. So they literally strapped her with explosives and she went back and forth. That was probably the reason she was traumatized. And he, as you might expect, it took its toll on their relationship, and he turned into that kind of CEO who, you know, is brash and rude, and someone who started six, technology startups. So it's a package deal. But when we were speaking last night, I felt again that he wasn't talking to me as a friend who I know for 25 years. He was still talking to me in a way where, he was strategically trying to get me to do something and whatever, not aware of the feelings that the relationship that should have been. In any case, it's interesting because it made me think of Moshe Rabbeinu, because Moshe Rabbeinu might have had a very traumatic relationship. He was abandoned by his parents. Now, even if you take the Medrash that says that his mother breastfed him, I was thinking maybe that made it worse, because maybe he felt every day abandoned. This woman who's so loving walks out every day on him. And so he should have turned into this kind of CEO who was able to lead an entire nation, but not in a way where he had a lot of feelings and emotions that he was aware of and in touch with. And, he should have spoken a very dogmatic and rough way. He should have been the typical CEO or president that the world puts up with, but not somebody who has, worked on his emotions. Yet Moshe was the opposite. On the one time that he did express his anger, and he said, "Shimuna Amorim, you rebellious people," he was punished for that. In other words, God held him to a standard that he should have worked out his anger and all the trauma of his youth. And perhaps he was a shepherd like so many Jewish leaders, because shepherding is the therapy you need to work out trauma and turn into a leader. And so he wasn't allowed any wiggle room. He needed to always, he was put to a very high standard. Very interesting, I think, with very interesting messages looking through the prism of psychology, very interesting messages of our obligation to work out our anger issues and other things that may be left over from trauma. And I was thinking about you and what you said about psychology being your religion, because I could see how, with the power of psychology, it really can become a religion. In other words, you're doing one of the roles of religion. A religion is supposed to restore your happiness and your being centered and sort of being shalom with the world. And that's what you do for your clients. So perhaps a psychologist can begin to feel like God. I don't know. But it is interesting that psychology has that power and potential to really bring people back to happiness and work out issues and go through life happier, more fulfilled, and reach their potential. So it is like a religion. And so I can see how you can blur the lines feel and feel that it is a religion in some way for you. And I was wondering if perhaps it is a temptation that you have to examine. Perhaps it is a classic idol worship, because you're taking something that has power, like people who believe in the stock market, who believe in working hard to get rich, not realizing things come from God. All these things that bring happiness and are substitutes for religion and for God. And perhaps there's a line that's crossed here. Whatever, I want to be upfront and not hold back on these emotions and this stream of consciousness I had, and share with you, because that's the relationship I want, that we should each speak from our heart and learn and grow from it. So I love you. We very much enjoyed your visit. It really changed my way of looking at many things, as you can see. And I look forward to tapping into your skills and helping me understand the universe going forward and looking back. So I very much look for your reaction. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.